Hello, everyone. I'm Catherine Keller, and I am a entrepreneur, a stay-at-home mom, a work-from-home mom. I work with a lot of clients who are work-from-home parents or have their own business at home. Hello, hello. Thank you for joining. And so I want to. The hashtag on this Periscope is entrepreneurs, but I think that communication that I want to talk about today can be applied to pretty much any relationship in your life. And I wanted to do this on Periscope because I need your guys' input and feedback because you are all entrepreneurs and human beings as well. You've had experiences that I can learn from. Hello, thank you for joining. And so anyway, again, my name is Catherine Keller. My website is catherinekeller.net. And today we want to talk about communication. Good morning, good morning. Oh, and Scottsdale, I love Scottsdale. Hello, Karen. Thank you guys so much for joining. If you have entrepreneur followers, work from home, people that follow you, go ahead and share this so that they can jump in with us. I would love to have a lot of feedback and comments on this Periscope because I think what we're talking about is so important in every aspect of our life, but especially in business. This is something that I've had to learn very much the hard way because I am a communicator in that I write for Entrepreneur Magazine. And when you write, you have a word quota, you have a lot of details that you want to get in there. But when we're talking about communicating, hello, Matthew, thank you for joining. When we're talking about communicating with clients, with coworkers, with our team, even with our spouse or our children, which is how this got started for me, then there's a different type of communication that needs to take place. So the story goes, and please share your hearts. I'm going to do a heart contest. I want to give some shout outs on Twitter. I have now over 77,000 followers. Thank you so much for following me. And I want to give some shout outs to some people who are sharing some love and also sharing this Periscope. So make sure you do that as well. Make sure you follow me because I want to do a lot of these quick little motivational things with some of you entrepreneurs. So the way it started for me, hey Dave, I will get back with you. Thank you so much for emailing me. So where is everybody from real quick because we've got some more people joining in and I want to see where you guys are from or share a little bit about your business real quick. In Indiana, perfect, thank you. Do you work from home? Are you your own Mexico, Massachusetts, wonderful. Do you own your own business? Are you looking to own your own business? Where's your situation in your entrepreneurial world? Are you just joining in because you need to learn how to effectively communicate in your day-to-day life with your spouse, with your children? Let me know and pop up in the comments there as far as what's going on in your world. But okay, let's get on to communication. Obviously, I'm a very wordy person. I've always kind of had this philosophy of why use 10 words if you can use 100. I am such a big communicator, and the worst invention for me was the Bluetooth keyboard where I can now iMessage my friends and family with a keyboard so I can type faster. Terrible, terrible idea for me. But when we are communicating with people in our family or with our coworkers, we need to tone that down. I think what tends to happen for me personally is I would tend to want to explain myself in such detail that translation would get lost. Or another big one is I wouldn't want to offend, I wouldn't want to hurt someone's feelings. So instead of saying, no, I disagree with that statement, or no, I don't think we should do it that way, I would have to give a 2-paragraph, oh, that's so good, I'm so glad I'm not alone, thank you for sharing. I would give a 2-paragraph explanation that was like my introduction into why I disagreed with that person. And when you do that, we lose authenticity in speaking with our clients and speaking with our spouse even sometimes. One of my favorite examples of this is from Mark Zuckerberg, and he wanted to learn how to speak Chinese. So he gathered up a group of Facebook workers who are native to China, and they were teaching him how to speak Chinese. So this lady was trying to explain a story about her manager. And Mark couldn't understand her, and he said, simplify it, please. He said it in Chinese. He said, simplify it, please. And so she simplified it down, and he still couldn't get it. And he said, more simple, please. And finally, she said, I have a bad manager. That's in Chinese. She said that. And it was good enough he could understand it. But what I think we tend to do that when we're speaking in everyday language. We want to make this complex thing when really ultimately all we're trying to say is, I have a bad manager. And so one of the things I've had to do is when I communicate, I try to think, if this person was not a native English speaking person, is that such is this something that is simple enough that a non-English speaking person could understand it? Is it simplified down enough? Can I take these 3 paragraphs and make 3 sentences out of it? So I think that that's one aspect of communication where we tend to lose authenticity. We're afraid of hurting people's feelings, and we just don't want to say, I have a bad manager, when ultimately that's what we really need to say. But the bigger one for me is listening, because that's the second part of communication that I am really not good at. And it was highlighted yesterday when I was very upset with my son. He had not communicated with me some of the things that he was doing after school, and therefore when I picked him up, I didn't care what he had to say. I wasn't listening. I wanted to tell him exactly how I felt about it. I wanted to tell him all of my thoughts and feelings, get it off my chest. And if he tried to talk, I wasn't really listening because I didn't care about his excuses. I didn't want his excuses. I think we do that not only with our children, but with our spouses. We do that a lot of times with our coworkers as well. We don't want to hear their excuses. We're just upset and we want to get it off our chest. And what I think one of the key things that I learned, and I have to confess, I obviously don't do this because this was just yesterday with my son. The biggest communication problem is that we do not listen to understand people. We listen to respond or to reply. And let me say that again because I think that is huge. We do not listen to people to understand them. We tend to listen while we're making a response already in our head. We are listening to reply to whatever they are saying. That's exactly what I did with my son. I wasn't listening to understand his story. I didn't care to understand his story. I was listening to reply. Had this conversation with a friend last night. Yes, Karen, awesome. So relevant because it can be applied to everything, right? And I'm using the example of my child because it happens so often, it seems, with my children that I'm really frustrated. I really don't, in that moment, want to understand what their excuse is for not doing what they were supposed to do. I just want them to know that I want to communicate to them. But even with my clients, I've noticed that this is a big thing. I don't have to respond to every single thing that they say. And if I go in with that mentality that I'm not required to respond to every single sentence, that my job in certain moments is to just listen to understand. I'm losing you guys. Don't go away. It's to better understand what they're trying to communicate to me. So I think I wanted to I like to do these very quickly. My periscopes are never long because I'm just as busy as you guys are. And so I know that you are taking an important moment out of your day to listen, and I love that about you. But I want to reiterate, share this with your followers if you have entrepreneurs, parents, people that could learn how to communicate better. Make sure to share this because I'm going to be giving some shout outs on Twitter a little later, and also share some hearts. I see so many hearts coming through. Do any of you guys want to share an example? Do you have this issue in particular, maybe with a group of people I haven't mentioned? I've talked about children or spouses or coworkers or clients. Is there any other issues that you guys have with communication with different groups that you're involved in? or anything else that you feel like comes up with your communication skills or lack of communication skills. The world would be a better place if we would all communicate like this. Amen. Thank you for sharing that, Nessadon89. Friends, yes. Bandmates, that's true. So many hobbies that we get involved in. Anytime you're in an intimate type setting where the decisions have to be made together, absolutely. We tend to want to voice our opinion a lot instead of listening to other people's opinions or other people's thoughts and try to better understand them. You're right, the world would be a better place. And I'm just as guilty. This is not me preaching like I've got it all figured out, because I don't have it all figured out. Guys, thanks so much for joining me. Like I said, I try to keep these quick because you guys have busy schedules and busy lives. But please make sure to follow, turn on your notifications, because I do these fast. So it'll notify you when I'm on and you can jump on with me and share some love. Also, make sure to reach out to me on Twitter. I answer all Twitter tweets personally. And then you can always check on my website, because I share the Periscopes on there forever and ever. Amen. Since Periscope only leaves them on for 24 hours. So my website is katherinekeller.net, and you can check out my previous Periscopes on there. Oh, thank you so much, Karen. You're so sweet. You are so good for my personality. That's why I get on, is because I need a self-esteem boost from Karen. Thanks so much, sweetie. All right. I look forward to talking with you guys next time. Have a great day. Oh, nice start to great day. Thank you so much. It's a great day for me too. I love you guys. I'll talk to you soon. Thanks so much. Bye-bye.